Why do we work hard, go to school, graduate, get your degree, and go find some job that makes just barely enough money, socially acceptable, just to buy a good-looking car or a certain house in a certain area or jewelry, clothes? Why do we go through all that just to compare ourselves to others? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I think that status signaling is just ridiculous. I mean, you were born here on this planet for a reason. You're unique. You have your own purpose. You're different from anybody else on this planet. Why try to be like other people? Like, I don't get it. Does materialism kind of stem from a lack of identity? Is that where it comes from? Because if you were fully confident in yourself, I don't think you'd be buying designer clothes and all this other stuff, because it doesn't matter what you have or what's on your body, but what you have inside, what you've built over the years. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, eventually that stuff, there's always going to be the next thing. Like, everybody knows this. Some people need to hear it again. Every year, a new phone comes out. Every 4 years, a new console comes out. Actually, console's different, I will say. That's something you got to keep buying to stay up with the pace that, games are at in terms of like quality. So scratch that. But phones, ski gear, like, I don't know, like, I don't get it. I have some people around me that have bought things just because they're the newest of new. It doesn't necessarily serve them any better than a product from the year before would have. Like, for example, going back to the ski gear, new boots. Nothing's really changing drastically in the design of boots from 2025 to 2026. You're gonna get the same quality, but at half the cost. But some people don't think about that. They don't care. It's all they care about is, what does this brand or what does this item say about me, and how will other people perceive that? Why waste more money on essentially the same thing that you could have got for cheaper? I especially don't understand that when you're going from the same brand of boot in skiing to the same brand of boot. Like, you could be buying a K2 boot for $450 when you could have got the same thing for $300, $250, just a year older. That doesn't make any sense to me. But that's besides the point. Why do we collect things? Why do we have all these things? Like, what would happen if your house burned down? Everything you owned was gone. Who would you be? Would you be scared because all those things that you had kind of determined who you were? Would you feel worthless? This is why you need to resist attaching to items, because they're all gonna go. They're not gonna go with us to the grave. Again, everybody knows this. But why do we do it? It just doesn't make sense. Like, it's... Why go and get a shitty job that you don't like? You really hate, but it pays good money. Pays good money though. You can tell your friends and family, yeah, like it's pays great, you know, pays the bills, gets me what I want. Just to then buy things that are meant to improve other people's perception of you. Who cares? Who cares? Why did we all agree to just obey the idea that we need to go and get a certain job and do this certain thing instead of following our passions? I mean, tying this back into school, oh my goodness. Not everybody on this planet is meant to go through the same cookie cutter school idea of school. And don't get me wrong, you need to know basics. You need to know some common sense stuff, basic math, how to write, how to read. I'm not saying people shouldn't go to school, but I don't think it caters to the variety of people that we have here. Like, why do we have to study for these tests, take these tests, get a grade that determines where we get to next, that will eventually get us a job we don't like? Like, why are we forced into that hole? I don't think a lot of people talk about how you really need to find yourself and be confident in your identity before you go out into the big world and get a job. And it's not as simple as that. I think this world is designed for people to go to school and get a corporate job and, you know, kind of help these big companies. So it's hard to kind of go against the flow there. So I'm not saying it's easy, but why not try to do something on the side? If you have to get a job that you don't like, why not try to do something on the side? And, you know, follow your passion, your hobby outside of your hours working, to then make that a source of income that you can live on and then be happy with yourself. Wouldn't that feel a lot better than doing a job you hate? And on top of that, doing a job you hate to buy things that you don't really care about, but you just so that you kind of boost your image. Doesn't make sense. I think some people get so far down the path of materialism, where they'll buy all these things, do this and that. They just keep going because they're so far into it, and they're kind of scared to break that image of themselves and do something they actually like. I think one thing I noticed recently after I graduated college is that a lot more people will respect you for trying something new or doing something different after school for whatever reason. I don't understand that. Like, I think everyone kind of faces reality when they graduate school, whether it's high school or college, and you're just an adult. Like, I think people are just like, oh shit, this is real. I have to do something with my life. So would they realize how difficult it is to not only get a corporate job? That's a whole nother story right now. It's horrible getting a corporate job right now. But the difficulty in not only getting a corporate job, but straying from the regular path that everyone takes and doing what you want in life is is, I don't know. It's insane how difficult it is. And I think people really appreciate, once they realize how hard that is to actually do what you want, they appreciate people that are posting content about, music, art, just talking, yapping on the phone like I am. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Just do what you want to do. As corny as that sounds, like, I don't know why some people frown upon that. That's what I think is kind of weird. Why do people frown on people trying to do something? Why is that so weird? Sorry, some of us didn't like what school taught us, like there was nothing that really spoke to us, our soul. And I think with social media, that makes things even worse almost. That there is an opportunity to push your passion and to build your brand, and I think that's super important. There's plenty of networking opportunities, but a lot of people are kind of trying to fit themselves into this box of being a content creator, gym influencer, making food, recording them making food, or just doing pranks in the public. Why did everything get so narrowed down to just a couple options? Like if we were, I don't even know, just hundreds of years ago, if everybody would have been doing something different, people would be satisfied with being a farmer, just going out there, planting things, harvesting them, having a small home somewhere in the middle of nowhere, wife, kids, and that's just fulfilling. That's good enough. That's all they wanted. But now we have people seeing other people be successful in content creation because they want that clout. They want that money. It's silly. It's really silly. Why chase that money? I mean, don't get me wrong. Money is a very useful tool. Everybody needs it. But why prioritize that over your passion? I think that people should value experiences over possessions. That could be as simple as, it could be going to another country, trying some new food, seeing some new views, meeting some new people, learning some new cultures, and that's great. I think everybody should do that. I hope to do that. But it could also be as simple as going to the movies with your friends. Just once, maybe, Tuesdays when it's cheap. Go see a movie. Go drive around with your best friend and just talk. Go throw a frisbee in a park. Go up to people and just ask them how their day is. Just chat with people. I think that's a lot more valuable than just collecting all these items that have a price tag on them. You don't need to get to this certain point to be happy, Like, if you go down that path of materialism and getting the next car, the next watch, the next, even like Instagram posts are just stupid. Like, then just getting that attention from people, that just getting all that stuff doesn't fulfill you. It doesn't make you happy. Like, it'll be a short-term thing, but in the long run, you're just always going to want more of that. It's never going to be satisfying. So why not be happy right now where you are and go out and just do stuff? Stop stressing about where you're going to be in life in 5 years, if you're going to have that job, if you're going to be married. if just whatever, like just live in this moment now. Forget all the crap, that the image, all the items and things. Just go out and do stuff. Get off your phone and go do stuff. You will be a lot happier. When I was in a very dark spot recently, like probably 4 months ago, I found it very easy to just sit inside, scroll my phone, and compare myself and be like, why don't I have this amount of money in my bank account? Why don't I have, this job? Why don't I live in this place? Look at all these other people being successful and doing things, and I would just keep pondering that thought, and it's just horrible for you. As soon as I started to break that cycle, I stopped feeling sorry for myself, and I just got outside and just started going on walks, going out and doing stuff. I felt so much better. And then that kind of compounds, and you start doing more and more stuff. You're going to start working out. You're going to start reading books. You're going to start making plans for yourself so that you can succeed and be happy. But in that whole process, I was happy. I was like, wow, I'm actually taking control of my life. I'm getting outside. I'm enjoying the things I'm doing. I'm not just saying that in my head like, oh, I'll enjoy this if I go out on a walk. I actually did it, and I felt better. It's that simple. It's hard, don't get me wrong, it's hard to break that cycle, but it's as simple as just forcing yourself to do something. Force yourself to go outside. Force yourself to go to the mall. Just get a new experience in. Stop thinking in the same cycle of thoughts. If you want to grow, you got to be thinking new things. You got to be experiencing new perspectives. So don't limit yourself. You don't need to go spend thousands of dollars to go overseas or to go wherever in the US to be happy. Everything's around you. You have so much stuff to do. I'm fortunate enough to live in Colorado. So if I wanted to, I could just go up to the mountains. I could literally just go on a drive. And that in itself is just a great experience that not everybody gets the opportunity to have, I understand. But, you can just get connected with nature. Go out there, go fishing, go on a hike. Hell, go sit on a bench in a park. Whatever. You don't need to wait for this certain moment to start living. I think a lot of people, including myself, have got caught up in. It's easy to think that way. I believe that if you start chasing your passion, or you start doing these experiences, the money will come to you. You won't worry about the money because you're satisfied with what you already have. And then the money will be added on top. Don't let a number determine your worth. I really didn't want to talk about social media in this video, but I just can't stop thinking about it right now. Dude, the likes and stuff, oh my God. I think it's so silly. Getting a certain amount of followers, getting a certain amount of likes, and kind of basing your happiness off that is just awful for you. Again, why get other people's validation when you can just be happy about yourself? You can do these habits, start these habits, experience things around you. Sit down and think with no distractions. Think about who you are. That you can find worth in yourself. You don't need somebody to be liking your stuff. And like, oh man, I got under 300 likes this post. Oh my God, I need to do better. I need I need a better angle. We got to get rid of these people out of this picture. We gotta be in this certain spot. We gotta have this camera. It's gotta look vintage, and that will get us an extra 200 likes. Yeah. Then more people will like me. No. Who cares? Who honestly cares? I'm nervous even posting this video because, I can't lie to you. I'm a little nervous posting this video because of how I think people would judge me. Like, if the people around me see this, I'm a little worried about how they judge me. But who cares, man? I'm just yapping. I'm just talking. How many people just speak their mind or say their true thoughts, you know? It's ridiculous. This whole nonchalant BS on all social media, it's just, you gotta be wearing this chain, you gotta use a very limited vocabulary, and be careful who you talk to, be careful about how you look, because you're cool if you're silent and nobody knows how you're moving. What is that, dude? Who cares? It's so stupid. I fell into that trap years ago, like that winter arc, going to the gym. And the gym is great, but you got to be doing it for the right reasons. Don't go to the gym because you want to get that girl back, because you want your friends to look at you differently, because it's what some dude who's using steroids on a TikTok told you to do. Do it because it makes you feel good. Do it because it builds your confidence. Do it because it gives you something to do. It takes you away from all this nonsense that's going on in the world right now. Don't get bogged up thinking about those little things when you could be, working out and experiencing life. I just will never understand people that clout chase. That's so corny to me. Be you. I think that's the coolest thing, is to be you. When you will recognize somebody who is authentically themselves. And it's hard to come by these days, honestly. Somebody who is patient, who is slow to anger, who is just friendly, who's out, who can speak their mind and not be afraid about what other people think. I think if everybody was like this, the world would be a better place, A lot more things would get done. There'd be a lot less problems. Now, with that being said, you can't have a crazy ego. You can't be doing this thinking, oh, well, I'm better than everyone else. No. Maybe you are. Maybe you actually are. But if you are somebody who talks to someone on the same level and respect them as an equal, you're going to be making tons of friends. You're going to be happy about yourself because you are taking the time to understand someone else's perspective. You might learn a couple things. If you take the chance on, maybe there's someone you really don't like. You just think they don't understand things. Whatever. Let's just take that person, for example. Go out and talk to them. Go ask them some questions. Don't act like you're better than them and just kind of, look the other way. Learn something from them. You never know what you can learn about someone's situation or what they know without asking, Ask questions. The people that become leaders and become well-respected people ask questions. You're not afraid to to ask about something they're not certain of. I think that's something that a lot of people need work on, myself included. You never know. And then you start doing that, you'll gain some friends from doing that. People will respect you for asking questions. Who cares if it's a stupid question? They'll appreciate that you asked a question. And then you never know. You could get an opportunity to go, play at some show. You could, if you're a musician, you could get in contact with another person who ends up giving you a job. Like, you could get these things added on top of who you are for just being who you are. I think that red pill stuff is terrible for young minds. People being told to, grind nonstop to get money. And then once you have money, you can get women. And you could just do whatever you want. You could travel the world, you could get more money, and you could be drinking, you could be smoking, you could be on a yacht somewhere with a bunch of girls. That's stupid, bro. And a lot of these guys don't even teach you how to respect women. It's always so narcissistic. It's stupid. And then those guys that treat women poorly give the women a bad experience, give them a bad outlook on men. So then the women that are hurt by bad men might end up hurting good men. And it's just this constant cycle of hurting other people, whether it was intentional or not. It just kind of snowballs. And then you get this division. I know right now on social media, even more so in person. Maybe this was just at the school I went to, but there's just so much division between men and women. Places I worked at around the college town I was in, people would just say, "Oh, this is why I hate men," in front of me and like other men. It's like, what? Like, just because you have a bad experience doesn't mean you need to label a whole group. Let's just accept the fact that there's bad people out there. It's not men versus women, it's good people versus bad people. And even when you encounter a bad person, I think it's very powerful to show them love and to show that you understand where they're coming from and to forgive them. Because you might gain a friend that way too, If you can humble yourself and take a verbal beating from someone, or take someone's disrespect and still be like, I see you, I understand you. It's okay, man. Hey, let's go get a beer. Who cares about this silly beef we have or this weird disrespect that's going on? You will earn respect of people when you do that. You'll earn their respect, and you'll be happier with yourself. Because you don't have these terrible thoughts going through your head. You're only thinking about love and being kind to one another. It might sound silly, but if you try it, like I've tried to kind of squash the beef between some people. Be like, hey man, what's going on? Like, I noticed that, you don't really respect me, and I don't know why. Like, I've been a good friend. Tell me what is going on with you so that I can fix it. Or tell me what you don't like about me so we can figure out a solution here and we can be friends. That's a huge problem today. Communication is huge. It's so crucial in every relationship you have, and it's just thrown out the window. There was this one year I challenged myself to just really do those conversations nobody wants to talk about. For me at that time, it was really explaining to a girl how I felt and how I thought they felt, and just asking for the air to be cleared. And then I ended up getting like blocked or just left on red with multiple different girls. Nothing against women, it was just these individuals that were avoiding communication. It's okay to say you don't want somebody, or you don't have enough money to do something, or blah 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 blah. I don't think anybody's gonna take offense to your side of the story. They'll just be appreciative of your communication. That same year, I did this with friends. I would ask some people that, I just thought didn't like me, or maybe it was obvious, maybe it wasn't, and just kind of ask them what's going on, and tell them how much I appreciate them. And then they say their side, and all of a sudden everything's much better than it was. Why is it so socially accepted to leave someone on red, or to stop talking to somebody just because you're scared of having that conversation? Even if it means you guys go separate ways, at least you can live with the fact that you communicated everything that you could have, and you tried to work it out. Friends, relationships, even with your parents, letting them understand why you might be a little distant while you're at school. I know that was kind of an issue with me, because I was going through a lot, and I didn't really want to admit that to my parents, but I eventually told them, hey, I'm not, I appreciate everything you do. I'm so grateful for you funding my school, being there for me. I just need my alone time. I need some isolation. I need to think about what I'm going to do next to improve my situation. And it's nothing against you. It's just something I need to do right now. Relationships, in my opinion, whether they're friendships, romantic, whatever, family related, are one of the most important things in life. Because you need to have someone in your corner to help you. You need to have different perspectives in your life. You can't be dead set on your way of thinking. Going back to this whole materialism and finding jobs, you need to be open-minded. You need to hear people out. You need to try new things. You need to break out of that mold you put yourself in. And go try things. Go do things. Again, experience. I can't tell you how many times I didn't want to do something, or thought it was a bad idea, or that's a waste of time. Even if I didn't get anywhere with a certain hobby or whatever I was doing, I learned something. I gained a new perspective. I'm now able to emphasize with people that did similar hobbies. I can now understand people. I can now talk better with people. Because I've been open-minded, and I can, even though I might not fully understand someone's perspective, I at least know that perspective exists, and that might alter the way I, take my next encounter with somebody. It's super important to be open-minded. So again, don't shun somebody for trying to do something new. Don't make fun of them. Don't laugh at them. Ask them about what they're doing. Be interested. Even if you're not really interested, again, you can learn something by asking questions. What did Pitbull say? Pitbull said, Ask for advice, get money twice. Ask for money, get advice. Ask for advice, get money twice. Wow, I didn't expect people to know that, or to live by that. That's a quote right there. That is a quote. So the best way, in my opinion, that you can progress in life is asking for advice. Don't be stuck on the money. Even if your situation's terrible, you need money to get food, to pay for a place, etc., etc. But if you want to get that next job or get to the next level in your passion, you need to be asking people how you get to this point. What are the steps I need to take? What are the habits I need to be doing to get where I want to be? And you'll be happier. Try it. If you don't believe me, try it. This isn't a conspiracy. Get out there, do stuff, learn from people, gain new perspectives, work hard, but work hard for the right things, the things that matter to you. Not the things that matter to other people. Who cares? Do what you want to do. It's not easy, but it is simple. It's straightforward. Give it a shot. So we'll wrap today's video up by saying, own things. Don't let things own you. And don't get attached to those things. Be grateful every day. Don't worry about where you're going to end up in 5 years. Take the steps that you need to take to get what you truly want in life. And communicate with people. Whether that's repairing a relationship or networking. Talking to people that will get you, again, to that job, to that passion, that spot you want to be. But don't put that spot on a pedestal. All right. Have a good one, guys.